What's up, y'all? In this video, we're going to be talking about 5 ways to grow a church plant fast. Now, if you have a church plant or if you're thinking about planting a church, I think this video could be helpful because we're going to be walking through 5 insanely practical ways to actually grow your church. I've used all 5 of these and I've helped churches all over the US and Canada use this, and it has been awesome. And we've seen some really incredible growth. In fact, one of the church plants that I worked with used 3 of the 5 things we're going to be talking about here today, and they went from 0 to 200 in 5 months. Okay, number 1, fill the fridge. Now, I love this because this actually doesn't cost a lot of money, but is really cool and a great way to get the word out to the community, right? And love on some of the people in the school system that you're planning in. So here's what I recommend. Contact the principal or the vice principal at like a local elementary school near where you are planting and ask them if you can come in, right, once a month and just fill the fridge in the teacher's lounge, right? So we want to just say, hey, listen, we appreciate you guys so much. We appreciate what you do. We're a new church in the community. We just want to, give back and be able to support teachers in any way that we can because we think what you guys do is absolutely incredible. You guys are literally shaping the world changers of tomorrow. And so if it's okay, we just love to come in, right, just once a month, bring in like some snacks and some drinks and just fill the fridge in the teacher's lounge, okay? Then what you do, right, step 2, you actually need to go in there, and every month when you go in, you need to just like go crazy, right? Give them all kinds of stuff. This doesn't cost that much, which is great, right? But just like, man, find out from some of the teachers what their favorite drinks are, right? And so, man, if it's, bring in cases of, Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew or Diet Pepsi, right? Or Starbucks drinks or whatever it is that they love, right? But just fill it up with good drinks, right? Like not like the knockoff brand stuff, but like actual good stuff. Fill the fridge up, get a lot of it. So when they open it up, right, every time they're like, whoa, who filled the fridge, right? And it's just like, tons and tons of great stuff. And then you can buy a ton of like those Little Debbie snack cakes and stuff like that for like pennies on the dollar, right? It's like really cheap. It's like $1 or $2. All right. Especially if you go to the dollar store and go get that, just get a bunch of those stuff, right? Like the little, muffins and snack cakes and oatmeal cream pies and like, the Swiss cake rolls, right? All that kind of, just get a ton of that kind of stuff, or have people in your church actually like, bake cakes and cookies and all that kind of stuff, right? And then just lay that out on the counter, right? And then just leave a note on the fridge, right? That just says, we filled the fridge, right? Thank you guys so much for what you do. We can't thank you enough. We love you guys, right? Love your friends at Belief Church, right? And then I would actually sign it, like, sign the pastor's name on there. And then you could even, this is optional, but you could put like a PS, right? How can I pray for you? And then you could have either like a QR code that goes to like a prayer link on your website, or you could actually have just, a link or even a number, right? Like, hey, text me your prayer request and just put your text number on there, right? But that's going to go a really long way. And think about that. If you're doing that every single month, right? And you're getting it, dude, elementary school teachers, right? They talk to everybody. So they talk to each other. They talk to parents and families, right? So as you're trying to reach young families with kids and you're getting into the elementary school, right? And infiltrating that system and just loving on people, they're going to start to talk. They're going to start to tell people, right? And when people are looking for a church, they're going to start finding your church just because you're filling the fridge every single month. Number 2, Monday morning selfie video. I love this idea, but basically what you want to do is just every time you have new visitors come in to your church, right? They come in on Sunday, fill out a Connect card. On Monday, just take all of those Connect cards and you just want to create a selfie video, custom selfie video, right, for every single one of those guests. Now, here's the deal. Don't go make like one video and then go send it to everybody, right? That's like, it's inauthentic, right? Take the time to actually create a custom video for every single person, right? So if you had 5 guests the day before, right, the video is only going to be 30 to 60 seconds. So if you had 5 guests, right, it's only going to take you 5 minutes. If you had 10 guests, it's going to take you 10 minutes, right? But just make sure to shoot a video to them, use their first name, their spouse's first name, their kids' names if they have them, right? Just thank them for coming to the church and then invite them back the following week, right? And then this is the really important part, right? It's, hey, John, Heather, man, thank you guys so much for coming to church, man. Had a great time meeting you guys yesterday. Listen, I just want to thank you for coming, and I want to invite you personally to come back next week, right? We're doing it again, same time, same place, right? 10 o'clock. Can you make it? Okay, that's the important part. End it with a question. Can you make it? Will you be there? Right? Can I save you a seat? right? And then end the video, right? That way you're opening a loop and they feel on the hook to respond to it and actually say something back. And then if they say, yes, pastor, we'll be there. Now they just promised a pastor that they're coming to church on Sunday. So there's a pretty good chance they're probably going to show up, right? And if you have new visitors who are coming to church 2 Sundays in a row, right? The percentages of them actually joining the church jump exponentially. I think they like 4x, right? It goes from, have somebody who comes into the church the first time, right? There's like a 10% chance they'll actually join the church and stick long term. But if they come 2 Sundays in a row, it jumps up from like 10% to like 40%, right? It's like a 4x increase. So really, really important. That selfie video is a huge way to make that happen. Number 3, Google Ads. Okay, now here's the deal. 91% of people never go past page 1 of Google, right? That's a little bit disheartening, right? Because search engine optimization and trying to get your website so optimized that it ranks on the first page of Google is really, really hard, right? And 91% of people never go past page 1 of Google. That basically means, at least from a search engine standpoint, if you're not on page 1, your church is basically invisible, okay? But here's the cool thing. Google actually has a program for churches and nonprofits, right? As long as you have a 501c3, they have a program called the Google Grant where they will give you $10,000 a month in free Google ads. Okay. I didn't believe this at first. And then I applied for it. I got it for my church. I started running it. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's exactly what they said it was, right? It's $10,000 worth of Google ads. Now, it's not a briefcase full of cash, right? You can't use this to make rent or payroll or anything like that, right? But it is $10,000 in ad credit on their platform in Google ads. And so now you can show up on page 1 when people are searching for a church, right? Right at the top because you're using Google ads and you're actually using Google's own money to pay for it, right? This is one of my favorite things. I love it. So if you want to learn a little bit more about this, Ryan and I actually did a Grow Your Church workshop where we went in depth on this whole idea of the Google Grant and how to create an automatic invite system using that Google Grant and Google's own money to invite people to church. You can check it out. I posted the replay on the channel. It was crazy. We had like over 10,000 pastors and church leaders that registered for that conference. We got tons and tons of feedback. It was really, really cool. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the Google Grant and how to use the Google Grant to create an automatic invite system, just go check that out on the channel, the Grow Your Church workshop, and we'll walk you through kind of in depth exactly what that looks like at your church. All right, number 4, prayer ads. Now, I love this. This is one of my favorite things ever, right? I love prayer ads because they're not marketing their ministry, right? So instead of leading with marketing, right, something like, hey, do you want to come to church, right? Even though that's an invite, it's still marketing. The way that people view that is they still see it as, I want you to do something for me and come out to church, right? But prayer ads are totally different, right? So here's what most people do, right? Most people invite people to church so that they can do ministry, right? And it makes sense. Like, hey, man, we got to get them in the door so we can get them saved, get them baptized, get them plugged into a small group or a serve team, right? So we invite people to church so that we can do ministry. What prayer ads does is it actually flips that, right? And then prayer ads is actually doing ministry first and then inviting people to church, right? And it changes the entire dynamic. It changes everything, right? So when you do this right, you'll see about 10% of the people that you pray for will actually plan a visit to your church. I created an entire system around this. We just call it the prayer ad system, right? I've helped over 1,000 churches do this. And I'm telling you, it works like gangbusters. I've been talking about it on this channel here for a couple of years now because it's just so darn powerful. And I love it because it's not marketing, it's ministry, right? It's just connecting with people, right? So you're just running an ad on Facebook and Instagram asking people how you can pray for them, right? And then sending them into Facebook Messenger so that they can actually send you their prayer request. And then now you can follow up with them, have a one-on-one conversation. I recommend sending a custom either audio prayer or a video prayer through Messenger so they can hear your voice using their name praying for their situation, right? And then just invite them to church. I've seen this work with church plants like crazy, right? So that church plant that I was telling you about that went from 0 to 200 in only 5 months, right? They ran prayer ads smack dab in the middle of that, and they ended up having 974 prayer requests, right? In the first 6 weeks, right? The first 6 weeks, 974 people reached out for prayer, and 111 of them planned a visit to church, right? Even if only half of those show up, right? Now you're talking about 50, 60 new families showing up to church as a result of these prayer ads, right? So I saw a church plant of 15 people grow from 15 to 50 in 2 months using prayer ads. I saw a church plant of 60 in a rural area go from 60 to 110 in 3 months using the prayer ads. And then I saw there was actually a church plant, it was an ARC church plant. They were stuck at about 130, right? Had some traction, got stuck at about 130 around like the 10 or 11 mark, right? And started running prayer ads over the summer. And over the summer, they actually went from 130 to over 200, broke the 200 barrier, and had their 2 largest membership classes of people actually joining the church in July and August, right? So think about that. While everybody else is going through the summer slump, right? Giving's down, attendance is down, everyone's at the lake or the beach, right? And they're traveling, right? This church is breaking church growth barriers, right? And having their 2 largest membership classes, right? In July and August and just breaking attendance records, right? And again, it's all just because it's not marketing, it's ministry. They're connecting with people, doing ministry at scale, right? And then just the natural overflow of doing that much ministry is that some of those people are going to come to church, they're going to get saved, they're going to get plugged in, and ultimately we get to make heaven crowded. And then finally, number 5, a follow-up system, right? You can't possibly figure out how to follow up with all these different people, right? What you need is an extended follow-up system. I recommend at least 6 weeks. I really like a 12-week follow-up system, right? Just because I remember pre-pandemic, the average churchgoer in the U.S. went to church 1.2 times per month, right? 1.2 times, right? So if you're inviting them back to church the second week, third week, fourth week, again, just statistically, on average, they're only going to go about once a month. So if you follow up with them for at least 3 months, right? 90 days, 12 weeks, now you're actually like getting in there and people aren't like, they won't be able to forget about you. We actually did this at my church. And I remember I was talking to Katie, who was over our Plan Your Visit ministry at the time, right? She was also over all of our follow-up and everything. And we had started this. We used text in church, right? And created an extended follow-up system. And I remember this girl comes running up to Katie, throws her arms on her, like, Katie, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Like, man, I came to church like a month ago and some things happened and I got sick and then I had a flat tire and blah, blah, blah. But you didn't forget about me. You just kept inviting me to church, even though I haven't been here, but I'm here, right? I know it's been 4 weeks, but I'm here. Thank you so much. Thanks for texting me. And then like ran into service. Right. And I like look at Katie. I was like, who was that? She's like, I have no idea. Right. I've never met her. She's like, it's just our follow-up system. Right. And all of those automated text messages and emails, it's all signed from Katie. Right. And Katie wrote all of them. So they're really from her, but it's an automated follow-up system because there's no way that you can keep track of all those different people. Right. This is huge. So what I would do is I would come in right on Monday. You take all the connect cards. You're going to do the selfie video like we talked about here. You're going to send those to all the people and then you're going to immediately plug them into an automated follow-up system that's going to follow up with them for at least the next 6 to 12 weeks. Again, there's a lot of different ways to build this, to do this. My favorite is software called Text in Church. That's what I've used at my church and a lot of other churches, but you can find something else if you want to, but it's just really, really important. Make sure that you have an automated system, right, that's going automatically that you don't have to do, right? If it's manual, you will lose because you will lose track of all the people and where they're at in the system. Okay, so if you like this video, right, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, right? Hit that subscribe button and then make sure that you hit that little bell notification. That way you get notified every single time I drop a new video. We've got some really cool new videos coming that I'm actually really excited about. But here's the deal. I went out and if you like these 5 ideas, I actually put together a PDF of 101 church growth ideas you've probably never heard of. It's free. It's my gift to you. Just go to churchfuel.com/101 ideas, churchfuel.com/101 ideas, and you can download that free PDF. Again, there's 101 church growth ideas on there. Hopefully a couple of them will resonate and will be able to help you reach more people, get new families, and ultimately make heaven crowded. So, man, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to go check out that Grow Your Church workshop, you can check that out. We'll link that up in the description below, and you can check that out on the channel. Man, love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, for watching. And here's the deal. I'm believing that God is going to do exceedingly abundantly above and beyond all that you can ask or imagine, that everywhere the sole of your foot treads, you're on land the Lord has given you, and that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, but every single thing you put your hand to will. Man, I love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Go make heaven crowded. Peace.